He really is a smooth talker. He was very much a family man.
Happy New Year.
He just seemed like a sweetheart.
Hope it's a good one for us all.
He was tall, big, burly.
Good morning, lovely. How are you?
You felt like you could trust him, and I guess that's how they get you.
My basement was flooded. I felt helpless, and they knew that, and they took advantage.
I never knew a chimney had so many bricks until I started picking them up off the ground.
Everything was collapsing.
We couldn't get a hold of him.
Here he comes, here he comes.
His name was Jason.
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 Jason is the name of a contractor who homeowners say charmed his way into their lives. They say they trusted him and paid thousands of dollars, but he ghosted them when that work failed. Our NBC Connecticut Responds team has investigated these cases and these allegations for months now.
Consumer investigative reporter Jennifer Joas is here to explain what they found. Jennifer, one thing's for sure, everyone seems to know his name.
Yeah, that's for certain. All of these homeowners, they say they were charmed by this contractor who offered them low quotes, but the final bill was much higher. He gave them 10 to 20-year warranties, and then they say he disappeared when issues came up. Our investigation revealed that he appears to open and close several companies every few months. Police know about him. State and federal agencies do too. But is anything being done?
He really is a smooth talker. He was very much a family man.
Kelly Nickerson is describing a contractor she hired in November named Jason.
He talked about his wife being pregnant and the kids that he had at home. Great personality, met my mom, and I kind of fed off of that, you know, feeling a little bit trustworthy.
Nickerson says she paid Jason with Stoneguard masonry and waterproofing $10,000 for a new retaining wall, to redo the steps into her garage, and install new pavers in her driveway.
He just wanted cash. Can you do cash? I'm giving you a better discount for the cash price.
But she immediately started having concerns about the quality of work, and then within a couple months, signs of damage.
They're cracked. It's sinking in from the weight of the SUVs, and I end up with water runoff going into the garage. I tried to reach out to him. The number is shut off. With my 25-year warranty, he's nowhere to be found.
Turns out, while Nickerson was desperately trying to get in contact with Jason, so was a homeowner 40 miles north in Windsor Locks. Elizabeth St. Martin had been trying to get Jason back to her house because she said water had started pouring through the ceiling in her living room just weeks after his crew worked on her chimney.
What's it like in here when it was raining?
It's crazy, the amount of water that was getting through. We had probably 4 buckets, tons of towels. Actually, the floor underneath it is starting to like bow a little.
She too says she found his company through an ad on social media and also met a charming man.
He said he had 2 young daughters and they were having their 3rd daughter.
But at that time, Jason's company was called Total Waterproofing and Masonry. She says she was initially quoted $1,600 for the repairs, but says he upped it to $5,100.
Being out a bunch of money, you might not even be able to afford to get it fixed for real. The weird part about the whole thing is like, you felt like you could trust him.
He felt like he cared about me.
Single mom and breast cancer survivor Liz Pereira says she called Landmark Masonry and Construction for help with her Millbury, Massachusetts home.
My basement was flooded.
Happy New Year.
He had a very thick Irish accent.
Hope it's a good one for us all.
But he told me he was from the UK. He was tall, big, burly.
Good morning, lovely. How are you?
Pereira says this man, Jason, recommended she install a French drain and said she also had a crack in her foundation. The price tag, nearly $20,000.
I felt like I trusted him.
His crew got to work right away.
They dug all this.
As the job wrapped up, Pereira says Jason started getting a bit pushy.
I remember that day he called me probably every hour on the hour. He wanted his money. They finished and they wanted their cut, and I had water in my basement the next day. All this was a big sinkhole.
All the dirt around her house was pooling with water.
It just collapsed. This just all concaved in, along with my AC unit. They did a lot of damage.
With a 25-year warranty in hand, Pereira immediately called Jason, and she says he promised his crew would come back, but she says they never did. So she called Millbury police. According to the police report, they confronted Jason. He had a New York driver's license with the last name Carpenter. They told him to stay away from Pereira's property. As they continued to investigate, Millbury police wrote in that same report that they were made aware of transnational Irish immigrants who were not licensed and complete construction jobs incorrectly. And they believe Pereira may have fallen for the scam. Pereira says police sent her this picture of Jason and said police told her in an email his last name could be McDonough.
They were trying to find him and trying to get the DA to approve warrant for his arrest, and they wouldn't approve it.
In the report, Millbury police wrote that they agreed with the assistant district attorney, Matthew Mullaney, that it was a civil matter. That means Jason won't face any criminal charges, and Pereira would have to sue him.
I felt defeated.
More and more homeowners,
This man came to the door.
all sharing similar details.
The guy that was on the roof, he was plucking the cement blocks out of the chimney and throwing them on the ground.
They just started knocking it down right over here in this area. The bricks were just coming off.
Both homeowners saying Jason's crew started knocking down their chimneys before agreeing to any work. And just like Millbury, Jason used the last name Carpenter when he represented Total Waterproofing and Masonry in Mansfield.
He just seemed like a sweetheart. He would talk about God, and I'm Catholic, so of course, stupid me, I believed him.
And also like Millbury, the Ledyard homeowner says he showed her a New York driver's license. The company's name there was Master Build Construction. Jennifer Spezzano says she felt like she had to pay him.
I felt like I had no choice. I mean, what was I going to do? Have half of a chimney?
While in Mansfield, Anna Borzelli says Jason initially quoted her $300. But it quickly escalated to $17,500. She says her son called state police, but just like Millbury, they too said it was a civil issue, not criminal.
What he's doing is pretty screwed up, and, I hope that there's some consequences.
6 homeowners we've spoken to identifying the same man.
How sure are you that that's him?
150%. Without a doubt, that is him.
I was like, oh my God, that's him.
100% sure. Every freckle.
Saying that's Jason, operating at least 5 companies, and they're trying to reach him.
The number you are trying to call has been disconnected. Goodbye.
To honor their warranties and fix his work.
We couldn't get a hold of him. We called, left messages, emails, texts.
I don't think he's a contractor. I think he's just a Johnny-go-lucky who's out there taking advantage of homeowners. And if he strikes it lucky and scores a job, the people aren't going to know until after the fact.
Not one got through until Nickerson got wind that Jason was running a new company. Union Masonry and Waterproofing. We heard Jason tell her on the call he never ripped her off and said if she called the cops, they would say it's a civil matter. He offered to come back to her property to look at the damage, but said he was in Canada and wouldn't be back for another 3 months. But 2 days later,
Here he comes, here he comes.
we found Jason
He's crossing the street right now.
at Home Depot, picking up supplies
He's loading it up in the back now.
and working at another home in West Hartford. We wanted proof that he was still working in Connecticut.
Coming out, coming out.
Got him.
And when we reached out to Jason to offer an interview, a chance to sit down and clear this up,
Leave a message after the beep.
Hi, I'm trying to get in touch with Jason.
he was gone. His family evicted from their apartment in Portland for failing to pay rent.
So as of right now, Jason has not been charged with a crime or connected to an organized crime group. So are other police departments or state agencies looking into him based on these complaints? Well, our series Charmed by a Contractor continues tomorrow at 5.